What if I told you that strength is overrated and being weak makes you invincible? It sounds backwards, right? In a world obsessed with proving power and being recognized, this idea just feels wrong. But sometimes, the loudest person in the room is the weakest. And the quietest, the one no one notices, that's the person you should really watch out for. Frieren's master once said, "There's safety in obscurity." Obscurity, or rather subtleness, is a form of protection, a hidden strength that keeps you underestimated, overlooked, and ultimately in control. When you reveal your power or status too freely, it's easy to fall into the trap of overconfidence and arrogance, or even worse, put a target on your back. But when you keep your true power hidden, when you wait for the right moment to reveal what you're capable of, you stay one step ahead. You catch others off guard, and in doing so, you don't just fool your enemies, you fool the entire world. This philosophy is how Frieren lives her life. Despite saving countless people, rescuing towns, and even saving the entire world by defeating the Demon King alongside her companions, no one really remembers her. She walks through the world in obscurity. Even though she's accomplished heroic feats, her name doesn't echo in the halls of history like you might expect. But that's by design. Frieren never seeks recognition or fame. She doesn't crave the validation that comes with having her deeds remembered or celebrated. Instead, she just moves forward, quietly doing what needs to be done, without attaching her identity or self-worth to those accomplishments. This type of mindset is rare in a world where so many people are constantly chasing validation. Most of us, in some form or another, want to be remembered, want to leave a mark, want our effort and struggle to be acknowledged by others. But Frieren, she doesn't need that. In fact, she seems to find more peace in being forgotten, and knowing that her life's work doesn't need to be displayed for all to see. Think about it. The moment you start to seek fulfillment through external recognition, your motivations become less about the act itself and more about the response to it. And that's dangerous. When your worth becomes tied to how others perceive you, it's easy to lose sight of the real purpose behind your actions. You start doing things not because they're right, but because you want to be seen doing them. Her subtlety also serves as a strategic advantage. In a world where magic power is a symbol of status, especially by demons, Frieren suppresses her true strength. She gives up her status and pride, in exchange, receives an advantage from her strength being misread. By not drawing attention to her power or reputation, Frieren ensures that people consistently underestimate her. In a world full of adventurers seeking to prove themselves by showing off their strength, she stands apart. She doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. That's the key to her strength. When the time comes for her to act, she catches enemies off guard, completely unprepared for the power she's held in reserve. It's a quiet power, a kind of strength that doesn't need to shout to be heard. There's a kind of freedom in not needing to be seen. In today's world where everyone's constantly performing, posting on social media, trying to craft an image, and seeking external approval, it can be easy to fall into the trap of believing that your value comes from how much recognition you get. But Frieren teaches us the opposite. Real strength comes from within, from knowing who you are and what you're capable of, without needing anyone else to acknowledge it. Her life may seem lonely or unremarkable to the outside world, but she's fulfilled in ways that people chasing after fame and recognition might never understand. Frieren's strength lies in her quiet self-assurance, her deep knowledge that she doesn't need the world to remember her name in order for her actions to have meaning. True power doesn't need to be seen, it simply needs to be. And when you learn to live with that quiet confidence, you find a kind of peace that external validation can never provide.